or good afternoon. I hope the lunch has well settled and it will not disturb you too much during this presentation. So today we will be talking about warehouse management, and I would like just a little show of hand to understand the crowd. How many is from the partner or ISV community? Okay, less than half. And the rest are customers? Yeah? And how many of you are attending this session because they want to get an overview of the warehouse management as such that we have in Dynamics 365 F&O? Okay. And how many wants to get here in order to get to the latest details about the warehouse management systems? Okay. I have planned the session in the way that we will go through a little bit the history and our journey so far. So the first 20 minutes, for those that raise the hand here at last, will maybe be a little bit boring because you, of course, know everything around that. But it will be my way to kind of explain the functionality for the other lot. I was just wondering, how many of you from the customer side are manufacturers? Okay, so you will see here the latest bullet point, the last bullet point, that this is not really a session where we'll go through all the integration work we have done between manufacturing and warehousing, but please stay tuned. We can go through the slides, have some slides at the end. We can go through these. Also, a lot of the enhancement that we are doing and the work that we are doing is very relevant for anyone who is doing raw material picking, etc. It's just some of the report as finished and stuff around this is a little bit subtle. It will not go through here. But I will go through the different enhancements we have done since 7.1. I will touch upon the Power BI that we have shipped at the 7.2 timeframe. And finally, we'll go through the investment area, mainly our plan how to integrate the Atrex acquisition that we made lately. Okay, a recapitulation. This is a complete VMS system competing with best of breed. We have shipped with a complete mobile systems. All the picks and the put is translated into work. The work is consumed by the mobile device. We have a full-fledged support for mobile device. It is flexible in the way that you can define a menu only for the loading if you want so, only for the picking, only for the receiving, or you can define a lot of menus that you can then have a warehouse worker that can go and do different things. It is shipped through a warehouse mobile app that is Windows compatible or Android. And this is important to understand. The other thing is the whole business logic. The application is very flexible. It is driven, we have the complete release to warehouse, waiving, batching of the orders, creating the work, all the execution of the work through the mobile device, and the shipping, of course, is also related to that. And we have some integration with TMS. I will not touch too much upon the TMS in this session. And it is also kind of a first-class citizen of our application, meaning that it is not something that is bolt on. It is something that we have used a lot of effort in order to integrate. One of the integration points is manufacturing. Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation is strong within manufacturing. We want, of course, when we add warehousing solution, to stay strong there. So we offer continuously effort in integrating to our warehouse management, to our manufacturing. We have discrete, process, and lean that we integrate into. We have done an integration to our QMS system, and as well as a light integration for project. And we have, within the data framework, shipped some pre-baked configuration that you should look into, because if you want to leverage the data package, this is, we have made a lot of effort in order to have good configurations set up there that you can start up working with. I won't go through the different features. The slide deck that I'm doing here is a little bit, a lot of all the features that you have, so it is there for your reference when you go and download the deck afterwards. I will only pinpoint some of the issues. Again, just to repeat, warehouse mobile app, the legacy system on the left, HTML-based rendering. On the right, the new mobile app, purpose-built. It scales dynamically, so you can have portrait and landscape. You can render this on the device, obviously, but also on tablet, desktop, etc. And it is focusing, it's a complete build from scratch with focus on the step at hand, no scrolling, leverage the touch. You can see here on the screen, it doesn't show you have the task at hand here, and if you want some details, you can just swipe, and you can get, for instance, a picture of the item that you have to pick. We have a collaboration with Zebra and Honeywell. We are testing, when we are shipping a new version, up to 12 different devices. We have some cheaper Android device that we are also testing. Our experience so far is that there are some glitches. It is not that easy to set up, so they are less expensive, and it can be an opportunity to do some savings when buying cheaper Android-based device. But on the other hand, you need to understand that there might be some additional administrative tasks around that. That is our experience. The journey so far, we acquired the Wax and Trax solution back in June 2012. The code was delivered to us December 2012. We used 1.5 years to integrate it, and we then continuously work with customers in order to receive the incident, fix the issue, and send it out. Parallel to that, we are also building functionality. So here you can see a continuous effort with between 100 and 150 knowledge base issued every 6 months. And we have a period of time where we are both supporting the AX2012 as well as the cloud solution, and we are now moving to a more full cloud solution. We still have 2012, we still support them, but a lot of the functionality and new functionality is difficult to backport to 2012. We have had a period of time where we were virtually supporting both of the versions. Now we are going more into support mode, supporting 2012 for critical issues or true bugs. So back to the history around, we acquired this from Blue Horseshoe. Blue Horseshoe, a lot of the management team on that ISV came from Manhattan. They were part of the group that built Scales. And what they saw at the time when they decided to build this is what an AX was kind of underserved within the warehouse management system. And they were able to build rather rapidly very performing systems. When we did the acquisition round at that time, it was really different. There was a lot of ISV that has built on top of 2012, VMS2, and then there was BHS that kind of took their experience from the Scales product development and other products. And so we have a very flexible, kind of modern system that we have been enhancing since then. I would like to just go through, explain a little bit some of the functionality and how it works by going through some of the development we made for 7.1. So for 7.1, one of the first things we did was to merge license plate. We have a functionality where you can bring goods to the staging area from different sources, but we did not have a good way to merge those license plates. So you could have goods that comes from piece picking, ones that comes from bulk or from pallet picking, and then you wanted to consolidate those different pallets in order to make the loading more efficient. So what we have done here, we have done the ability to merge the license plate, and we can merge in two different fashions. You can either merge from one, you have two works then, and you want to only end up with one work. So what you can do is either you merge from one work, one license plate to the other, so you have an aggregated license plate based on one of the work, or you can go and grab an empty license plate and just on pallet and just add the different license plate you want to aggregate it there. So this allows you to be more efficient when the truck comes in order to load in just one go. And it also downstream, everyone that have to handle that pallet and license plate, they only have to handle one. Packing station. Prior us working on this one, the packing station functionality was pretty simple. You have a good ability to bring goods to the packing station. Then the packing UI was not glorious, but it did work. And when you close the container, at that time, it was kind of considered as shipped. You could not handle the container afterwards. This was a kind of a constant feedback we received, that they would like to be able to have some work created for that container so that you could move it around, because the packing station, you maybe have some handling afterwards to bring it really to the loading point. So this is what we have enabled here. On top of that, we have enabled some good visibility of the goods that were brought to the packing station, so you were able to select this in a better fashion. Next feature, that was also originated by a lot of kind of lack of efficiency around this short picking process. When you short pick previously, you were forced to kind of cancel, to complete the work. So you have to pick 10, you could only pick 8. You complete the work for the 10. The 2 sits on a sales order still as unpicked, and you needed to re-wave this and in order to get a new work created for that quantity of 2. So what we did here, we said, okay, we are using the location directive, and we are rerunning the location directive when you are short picking, and we are allowing the warehouse worker to kind of push the button, say, okay, I would like to have this reallocation triggered, and you could either trigger it manually, or you could have it set up that it does it automatically when you do the short picking. And what it does, the location and directive span through all the location that is within the location directive and find if there are some items, the remaining quantity of 2, in my example just before, on a location within that area. And if it is, it creates the work and direct the user directly while they have just complete the short picking to that new location. That's all fine if you have another location that have the same item. It's not fine if that location directive, this area in your warehouse, does not contain it. So what we did on top of that, because we know that there are goods, or there should be items in the warehouse. So what we have done then is to go and outside this location directive, go and find where the items are. And this is a kind of a manual process, where you can see here on the screen that the warehouse worker, when he is authorized to do that, this is also something that we control in the menu, the specific menu that have that capability. If this warehouse worker that have been attached to this menu is authorized to do that, if he is, he will be able, for instance, to see that this good is available at bulk or at the quarantine or at the quality location. And then depending on what he wants to do, depending on his business, he can click on that location, and it is sorted according to the number of items that there is there. He is able to create some work. The work is created, and he is able to go and grab that good and complete the shipment or the picking here. Next functionality that we have built, and this is a functionality that is far-reaching, because this is a functionality that allows you, in fact, to make some cleanup in your warehouse, and also to plan for a future automated reslotting of your goods. So what it does here, it's very simple. I have the same example as before. I have a quantity of 10 sitting there. 2 of them, there is a pick created for it, but I want to move the whole case of those 10 so that I have a whole location cleared up, so that I can put a whole pallet or decide that put some other goods in there. However, as there is this work created for the quantity of 2, you are not able to move more than the 8. The movement will allow you to identify the 8 there's no work created for it. You can move this one. If you have that functionality implemented, you can also move the 2. What happened is that when you grab the case, you move it to another location, you're confirming which location you put into. That location where you put into become the pick location from that work that was pointing to that quantity of 2. It sounds pretty simple, but it was not that easy to implement. And you can see different use case for that. Or you have when on the inbound, I've received a lot of pallets. My inbound area is kind of full. There are put away created for all these goods in the inbound area. comes a new truck, I want to clean that up, or it's evening and I want to have this clean up before morning, you can just move the pallet to another dedicated location, and the put away will be follow. The pick location for that put away will be updated. Same thing when you're moving on the staging, you're able to move the goods around. The pick for the loading work, for instance, will be updated to where you have put it. So one of the major capability within warehousing is to have a good replenishment strategy. We have the replenishment min and max, where you can replenish depending on the settings. This is the batch up that you run during night. This is fine. Then we have demand replenishment. Demand replenishment is a little bit more tricky. It is linked to a pick that has been created up to a demand that was exceeding whatever you had in this pick location. So you create a demand replenishment for that. Previously, the demand replenishment was blocked until the pick, that triggered the replenishment was blocked until the replenishment came. But the replenishment was only for one of the line item, not for everything. So you were in fact blocking maybe 100 pick lines just because of one line triggered the replenishment. And this is basically what we have achieved here, is to say, okay, now we're only blocking just for that line. It's also a setup you can set for some operation with smaller order. You maybe don't want to have that complexity. If you have a wholesale and large quantity, this is what you need. And in fact, the way that it is triggered is that the warehouse worker, when he is at the end of the last line, he will receive an ask, do you want to do a partial? This is, do you want to make full here? So he will know, I don't want to make a full here. I prefer to do as much complete quantity as possible. So he will say no, and he will refresh it. And if the replenishment has been put to some certain location, he will be directed to that location in order to complete the pick. Okay? So that was what we did for 7.1. For 7.2, we did a lot of different features. The one that I want to call out here is the piece picking. So you will be able to, on different cases, I want to pick 3. The UI is maybe good and purpose-built, etc., but still it was be faster to just scan the same item 3 times instead of scanning it and entering to a menu where you say 3 and then complete this one. So this was, and the piece picking, there are different scenarios where it's very convenient. I listed some here that we have enabled. License plate receiving, when you have mixed items, so you're able to just scan the different items. You don't need to organize them. Before, when you have to scan this item and say quantity 3, this kind of, you had to count that all 3 of them. If you're just receiving 25 items of different sorts, you can just go and scan, and if there are 3 of the same or 4 of the same, you don't really care. The system takes care of that behind the scene. Cluster picking and counting, same issue. The other thing that I want to mention, the cycle counting. Previously, it was kind of a blocker that we only do a cycle counting from one location at a time. So if you have different items on the same location, it requires that you count all the items. While you can imagine if you have a retail store, which that was the main pain for them, that they have all the store as simulated as one location. They, of course, need to be able to count only one item at a time if so they wish. And this is now possible. Okay, the release to warehouse. This is more, we have a fulfillment rate. So I allow to ship partial. But I allow to ship partial, say that if I can ship 75% of the order, this is the fulfillment rate, then go and create the pick. If it is below, no, I don't want to create the pick. And we have enabled that kind of rich functionality for the sales order, but it was not enabled for the transfer order. And so what we have opened up here is to move that functionality also for the transfer order. This is an example of the type of work that we're also doing to move, to make sure that the system is kind of uniform. What is working for the sales order should also work for the transfer order. Okay. Batch balancing for the few manufacturers here. We have enabled this from, it is backported to 2012, in fact, and it is enabled since 8.8.0. And I assume you know what batch balancing is. It did work, but it was not integrated into the warehouse system. partial shipment of load and barcode scanning through camera. I have 2 separate slides for that. We have enabled on the warehouse app that you can now enable the camera to be able to scan. And this is valuable if you have some kind of purpose scenarios like counting where it is not really depending, or if you have some small warehouse, sales warehouse, you are able to use just a cheap phone in order to perform some warehouse operation. On the other hand of the scale, this load shipping, we previously, when you run the warehouse, you needed to, you define a load. The load triggers some work that is created, and the quantity and all the items, all the lines need to be fulfilled before you could complete the load and do the loading. And what we have done, and if you could not pick everything before the trucks arrive, you had an issue, you needed to remove stuff, and you need to cancel that. And if you have picked according to the load, but the truck that comes do not fit, you also have some issue. What we have done here for this type of operation, we have in fact allowed to create a large wave. And you can create a large wave, and then you can basically load gradually from the wave as the trucks arrive. So this is for certain type of operation, this is really useful. And we call this transport load. And as you can see, when you are loading to the specific truck, you can load from the same load, you can put to several trucks. You can also have several warehouse worker working on loading, which we could not before. And as soon as you have closed the load, as we are loading, we know exactly which pallet, license plate, etc. we have put into the truck, so we're able to manifest and close and let the trucks go. And we can continue loading the remaining of the load. So additional flexibility. Power BI, we build 3 content packs for 7.2. And I don't know, how many have seen these? Okay, not many. But we built for the outbound according to CFOD, shipped on time, shipped in full and on time. And we kind of render this. We also rendered it by product, by warehouse, and also by the customer. So you can drill into the data in case of there is a specific customer where you're always shipping late. You can maybe adjust a little bit the time or do something around this. And you can get the data. You have all the richness of Power BI. We show here that you can also have a geographical determination. I'm not sure that's very important to understand that Paris and San Diego, but okay. Inbound performance, same thing. We have a ability to register the dock-to-stock time. We can see per vendor who is maybe the one that is always shipping late, so that you're receiving it late. You can also see per worker that is doing the put away, we're also recording that. And we have a little bit the same thing around inventory accuracy. This is based on the count that we are doing. But it allows you to really fine-tune your operation. It is not a full-fledged KPI for a warehouse, but it is a start, and you can build on top of that. Very shortly, I also want to, I mentioned the slotting just before. We also have, in fact, an ISV that kind of took the Power BI integration that we had and added, use a component where if you have a blueprint of your warehouse, you can use a software, an application that kind of take the picture of this, and you can, within Power BI, name the different rectangle here according to your location, and suddenly you can map the geographical representation here to the data that you have in your warehouse. And then here you can do a heat map. This is what you're doing here. And you can just have this rendered, and that gives a lot of good information for the warehouse manager in case of he can see that some of the items are not placed where it should be. You can pop me a mail, and I can forward you the whole package where you can get a demo of that. If you have a question, I would ask you to do, you go over there.
have bulk and pick location which are mixed because they are made in different layers in the same place.
Yeah, so the representation here will be just next to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so very quickly, how do we prioritize our backlog? I want to explain just a little bit about that. So we are serving different industries: discrete manufacturing, process manufacturing, lean manufacturing, wholesale, distribution. Within retail, we have two types of retail requirements. One that comes from their DCs that is a little bit different than, for instance, a wholesaler or a distributor. They would like to, for instance, pick by license plate and stuff of that nature. And then store retail, the stores are modeled as a warehouse, so this is also causing some challenges for us. And then we have the themes: efficiency, so it's everything that you in fact would like to achieve so that the warehouse worker is efficient, less scan, better visibility to the on hand. The flexibility, this is a part where we are supporting something for the sales order, but not for the transfer order. Come on, how should I know about that? The two first lines are the one that we get report from the partner during implementation, etc. Where you really need to be an experienced partner that have implemented the warehouse before, so that they know the pitfall, or the one that follow our Yammer group and where the different things in the different workaround are also discussed. Coverage is more public. It is, for instance, we do not support cross-docking, planned cross-docking. We do not have this feature. This is should be a known knowledge. And then one warehousing, the fact that we want to move away from WMS1, WMS2, advanced warehousing, etc. We have deprecated WMS2, that's fine, but we still have the wish to have only one warehousing solution. And we are gradually adding functionality around that. Currently, we are, for instance, struggling with the paper picking, and we would like to be able to make it more slick to integrate paper picking operation with this, or paper picking for some operation. Okay, so this is the way that we have organized our backlog and prioritizing before. What we are doing now, in fact, is that we are receiving a lot of input directly. We have implemented telemetry, so we can see a lot more how the system behave and where we have some issues. So basically, what we have now, it's kind of a product manager or whatever, a dream, because now we know exactly when there is an issue. It's not, hey, please give me how to reproduce that I can now fix that bug. It is, I know that this incident happened 11:51 on that tenant. Go and try to figure out what happened. If there's missing some telemetry, implement some telemetry. Next time we can get it much better. We can do some watchdog rules once we have figured out what it is, and we can also do the KB, the fix, and then ship that out in a much faster pace. And this is what we are concentrating our effort right now. And this ends up by a lot more acceleration of our throughput. And just to show you here, we have shipped since 1st of July to 31st of August, 42 knowledge base. And this just means that you as a customer, you need to figure out how often you want to do those UAT to have this new deployment tested, because some of these issues will hit your warehouse. And this is, I think it's pretty cool, but I do understand the challenge from you that needs to consume all those enhancements. This is also one of the purposes for the one version, that this will come out directly for you. Okay, so this was for the KB. The other thing that we do is the optimization advisor. We have shipped this on 7.2. So this is a kind of a tool that goes and identify. We can put some rules in there that goes and identify if there are some configuration that are less optimal, if there are some setup that are missing. So I'm highlighting 4 of them that are warehouse relevant, and this will pop up for the admin so that he can see, maybe I'm missing, for instance, if you have made some unit of measure conversion and then you want to the pick to be created respectively in pallet and cases and pieces, it won't work. And you will say, hey, how come that it doesn't work? And this one will give you indication that you need to do to clean up that data. Okay, so next gear, we want to discuss the integration of our acquisition with AWACS. So what we have, the first thing, there are two of the functionality within that suite that are very invasive and sits across the whole application. One is called unit of measure conversion for variant, the ability now to support variant for all the different use cases. What we have supported before was kind of some of the main flows, but there was other flows that was not supported in the warehouse. We have implemented all that. We thought we could ship it for 8.1, the one that comes out now. Unfortunately, we were missing 7 of the API, so it will come out in the next monthly release for, it's called 8.1.1. The catch rate is the other one that is also very across the whole application, and we are working as we speak on this one, and we are targeting to get that done, the first version that we have acquired here without any enhancement for November or December this year, so that it will be available as a preview for January and for the general availability for 10.0 in March or April timeframe. And the remaining AWACS feature that we will then could jump upon, there are 32 of these. We will take them gradually, and they will light up gradually. I plan to go through them now, some of them at least. I'm a little bit behind my plan, so I'm sorry about that, so I will maybe skip some of them. So one of the first features that we really like is, we talked about replenishment just before. If you have 2 warehouses, for instance, 2 buildings, your operation has grown. We have seen this a lot. So the central warehouse now do not fit all the needs, so you have the bulk location over there. Our system right now, if you do demand replenishment or even min-max replenishment, maybe cannot meet the cutoff. You have a cutoff, everything I have at 12 o'clock, I can ship at 4. If you have to do a replenishment from that bulk warehouse, it's difficult to achieve. And you cannot really, the service guys from the customer service, they want to release as late as possible, be able to do some change on their sales order, which means that you are always challenged as a warehouse manager in this kind of situation. What this feature is allowing is to create a slotting location in your staging, and allows you to grab all the, to do some criteria, slotting template, where you go and look at the source document before they're released to warehouse. And kind of look at what you have on your forecast, like for the next 3 days, what it is that I will be releasing to the warehouse and I need to execute on. And you can grab all that inventory, define it, and put it on a slotting location. And then when you release to warehouse, you've done half of the work, so to speak. So that situation where this remote warehouse, or that is still modeled as a bulk location, like one warehouse, then you can move the goods over there. So that is a functionality that will be really efficient. On top of that, there is also the ability to mingle with the capacity. So the capacity of that slotting location is maybe not enough to receive all the goods that you want to ship during one day. So you can build the replenishment for that, but you can wait for the work to take some of the goods out so that the replenishment can continue to execute. So there is a possibility also to have a configuration about allow to exceed the capacity of that location. And then you can slide with that. The next feature I want to talk about the advanced load building. So currently, we do not, the only batching we have, the batching of sales order is through the waving, with the waving template. Here, they have built a little bit the same kind of shipment reconciliation that we have, where you, if it is the same address, same customer, etc., you are using this in order to kind of automatically add to load if it is within those criteria. So basically, you are optimizing your waving process and also all the work that is generated behind after that. So this is also a cool feature. Zone replenishment, if you are running floating location, you're a retailer, you receive new items all the time, so you do not have fixed location. You cannot take that expense, so to speak, or investment. So what you do, you using floating location. This is fine, but the replenishment doesn't work. You cannot use min-max replenishment on floating location. But now it works with that functionality. That are kind of defining some zones and say within that zone, I can replenish using the min-max replenishment. So this is also a long-due feature. Confirm and transfer, this will collide a little bit with our transport load functionality. The transport load functionality is not completed. We do want to also be able to, when you are loading, and then the pallet, you want to remove one layer, and you want to put this layer to another container. We do not have that feature yet. But when we will have that, we will have the parallel functionality as we have described here. But we don't think that we will be challenged by having to merge those two functionality, because this functionality work with the current functionality with the loads. So you'll be able to have, if you have traditional loads that is sent out that you are running as you're running today, then you will be able to use this confirm and transfer where you are able to move around the contents of the pallet, while the transport load can continue for the other kind of purpose. Put away cluster, additional functionality that we have within the inbound side. So you know the cluster picking. So this is the same kind of concept that has been implemented on the inbound side. So you will be able to kind of sort the mixed pallet that you are receiving and put this on a cluster. And when it is on the cluster, you will be able to do the put from that trolley or cluster that you're moving around. So an enhancement of efficiency there. Pallet building, this is also a functionality that is a little bit colliding with our group of container when you are finishing the packing station, but it's an interesting one where you are able to kind of build some pallet when you are completing the packing operation. We will see how we will integrate that one. Then I will leave this one just for the sake of those that are taking pictures. But we will be challenged a little bit here with the DC dock check. We have an existing integration to our QMS. Here we have something that is additional or a little bit on top and made a little bit different. So this is one of the engineering challenges we have here. Then advanced cross-docking. This is a plan cross-link functionality that we do not have. They are using the marking functionality that is a little bit, it's a financial functionality, but we're using it here. We think that this is just to be integrated. However, it does collide a little bit with our cross-linking functionality. Currently, we have built a whole framework for that. When we are reporting as finished, currently, it was, I think, shipped in 7.3, you are able to cross-dock directly to transfer order. This is a requirement that we have from process manufacturers that do not carry the inventory themselves. They want to ship the whole thing as fast as possible to their 3PL. And then we have enabled this cross-docking directly from when you're reporting as finished to the trailer that is waiting and out. And there we will be a little bit challenged there. That's also a nice engineering challenge. The only thing is that we need to be finished fast. Put to wall, put to store. Last feature from no, there was more. This is also pretty cool, especially for the DCs. You can see that that is really nice. You will be able to, like the put to wall, you should imagine the pigeonhole. Where you come, you have picked everything, and you put it on a specific location, and that location have a sortation. And that sortation, you can imagine a carton. When the carton is completed, is filled up, and this carton represents that I'm shipping for that specific store. You just close it, you move it around. When you close that sortation, it creates some work to remove it. You can put a new carton, and then the pick can continue to deposit their goods in this one here. Okay. And then we also have a nice feature around integration to material handling equipment. I don't have time to go through details on that one. So this is the integration of the AWACS ATRAX functionality. Then we do have also a lot of other backlog, because we have been receiving and recollecting a backlog item. I'm just showing this here just to have a slide to talk about it. we have a lot of functionality recorded that we want to build, and we have sorted this in outbound planning, outbound execution, inbound planning, inbound execution. Replenishment, that is a kind of a functionality within itself, counting, and the TMS. Printing is also something that need enhancement in different areas. These are just feature, some of the top of them within each of these areas. And this is an example for the load planning workbench that we want to enhance. You can see here the tax we are paying by having a lot of different versions ongoing, so we need to backport all the functionality every time we do that. The other area that we are kind of not proud, but happy that it does work is the ideas portal, where customers or partner, when they have a feature, they can go and log this on the ideas portal. This is like for 3 days ago when I did the presentation, the preparation, you can see the votes that you have on different functionality. And these, I mean, the second one there, we definitely want to do this pretty fast. Also the first one, by the way, but it will be done by another team. And you can see catch rate was also one that received a lot of votes, and we are happy that we can soon declare this done. And batch balancing, this was a blocker for a couple of customers, so we decided to do that. This is not at all the same weight as catch rate. Topic of interest, I just want to also show you that it's within warehousing, this is good, this is one thing, but and the first bullet there, it is what we want to do to extend the whole warehousing system, but we do also have specific use case that we would like to work on, like vendor management inventory, the consignment stock. We have issued some functionality around that. It's not yet integrated to warehouse management. This is a little bit sad. 3PL. We do not have a really good framework to do an integration for a 3PL, and we could do some work in order to make this much easier. Shared warehousing, this is something that come up quite often. It is the ability to have one warehouse and different legal entity working on that. So if you are a retailer that are carrying 3 different brands, they may be competing fiercely on the sales, on the price, on the store, etc. On the warehouse, they just want the same warehouse to ship all that because they should be completely agnostic to all those different things. And we have received different asks for that, and we would like to work there, but it's not that easy. Integration to service order. Field service, we also have different industries that would like to have a much better integration to the service order. Integration of kitting, we're also looking at that. We have kit to order, which is a kitting solution that is not present currently, that we would like to integrate. It would be a little bit challenging because how do you kit to order something that you do not have in stock, but you have all the components? And you have the kit to stock, which is in fact the retail kitting solution that we would like to carve out from the retail configuration that it is included in and integrate into warehouse. And then we have also some which to look at dynamic route planning. Currently we have only fixed route planning, and we like to be able to work in that way. So, key takeaway. I hope that you leave this room with an idea that we have an advanced warehousing, that this is flexible and it's a powerful solution. It's also subject to constant improvement. We are working on it, and currently we're focusing on robustness and performance, but we do want to bring it all the way so that it is a first-class, world-class warehousing solution. Then I have some call out for action for some resources there. We are continuously evolving our docs side. So the docs is where we are improving the explanation of how to use the functionality, etc. And also when it comes new functionality. I also would like to call out we have a blog, but this blog is used less now that we have the docs that have kind of taken over. But the Dynamics Learning Portal, we have one course made by a warehousing consultant called Steve Mulike from the company called Crimson & Co. And he's very kind of proficient in warehousing processes, and here they have done an e-learning course for 7 hours and 40 minutes, where he goes through how to run a warehouse, how to set it up. So it can be very useful for if you onboard a partner is onboarding new resources that wants to understand what it is, what are the pitfalls. He's focusing right now on the retail industry. We are looking at having a similar courseware for wholesale and distribution. And then one of our key senior developer, Vanya, so that you have it registered. Vanya, he's working on a blog and he's always updating this. These are very to the point, small issues that can unblock you. Lachlan, one of our solution architects, he has also taken in the warehouse management system and issuing small snippets and blogs around that. And then I would like to kind of outline that we have a Yammer group, like 1,300 or so people in there, and it is used kind of lively. There are partners that have a lot of experience, and they are sharing this experience. So if you have a partner that's trying to onboard another process or a customer, and you don't know why, is it really true that this is not support, or how come? And then the partner or the one that are proficient with the solution can jump in and kind of explain what it does. And we, from the product side, we are also kind of supporting it, the Yammer group, with information about release and when it will come, and if there are some documentation existing around that. Okay, I'm 1 minute over. Any questions? If you have some, it's over in the mic. Okay, well, thank you for attending. Hope you enjoy it.